I am here today with new program for y'all that I haven't recorded a video on before. And this program is called KIDPIX. KIDPIX was originally released in 1989 on the Macintosh by a computer programmer named Craig Hickman. Hickman set out to design a art program for his son that was simple and easy to use, but full of rich features and neat effects to capture the imagination. And I think he did this beautifully. KidPix, along with Oregon Trail, were my first introduction to computing. That and just watching over the shoulder of my dad when he worked on his home PC. So yeah, this program and Oregon Trail kind of were the foundation of my exposure to computing. So it has a very special place in my heart, this program. But anyway, I will briefly just kind of show you before I get into it. This is the artist, Craig Hickman. He is an artist and software designer. This is his About Me page. And I definitely recommend going through his entire site. He just has a unique lens at which he views the world, and I think it influenced the creation of his program definitely. But yeah, he has lots of videos, lots of talks, and his website is just rich in art and rich in just a lot of fun stuff to check out. So I highly recommend that. And then the web app that we're going to be using is jsKIDPIX. It is a web app. However, there are emulators available on the Internet Archives site, which I've linked in the description below. So yeah, today what I am going to set out to make is a recreation of a physical artwork that I did for my Orpheus, our Songs of Orpheus, um, our Songs for Orpheus, sorry, exhibit. And this one is called Workstation. So I'm going to try and model that because the physical artwork was designed to kind of mimic KidPix interface. So um, yeah, I'm gonna try and do that today. Hopefully just take an hour of your time, maybe less if I'm efficient. But today also will be different because I have some background music. This is going to be coming from Premiere Pro from Adobe Stock Audio. I have a Creative Cloud subscription, so I hope my stream doesn't get shut down by playing that on open air. I don't think it should because technically I've paid for the rights, but I'm not sure how YouTube treats that um, since I guess you guys aren't also paying for Creative Cloud. But I don't know. I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the music. Hopefully, I won't blow your eardrums off. I've been trying to get better about levels, and yeah, we'll get into it. So let me go ahead and start that audio. And there's about an hour of audio, so after an hour, if I go over, the music's just gonna go away. So, all right, here we go. Okay, you should be hearing music, and I'm hearing it too. So if it's driving you crazy, it will be driving me crazy. Okay, so first thing to do here is you want to get rid of this junk. So we're gonna go to our dynamite and just blow it up. All right. So let's see what we're working with today. So I'm gonna need some blue, keep it pastel, get some white. Oh. This is the undo button. Oops. You could only undo once, which is kind of inconvenient, but it is what it is. So let's go back to fill, and we're gonna go solid fill. And you could use a pen tool for this program as well, which I recommend. It just allows you to be a little bit more expressive. Okay, let's see. See if I could do like some sort of like gradient. Yeah. I'm totally just kind of screwing with what I like already did. Let's see if I can go darker. You know what? I'm not going necessarily for perfection here. Let's just... Let's do some sneaky spray paint. Yeah, let's do some spray paint. Let's do some. So this, designed for kids, so it's not going to have a lot of, crazy features that most advanced drawing or creative software is going to have. However, the constraints, in my opinion, lead to more imaginative workarounds, but that's just me. Let's see. Okay, I am not a professional by any means. Okay. And there's no eyedropper tool, which is also adds to the challenge. Where was I going? I was doing something, right? I think I was trying to do some green or something. Yeah, there we go. We'll go back to brown on this one. Let's see if I could. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm aiming for, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Trying to kind of give depth, but I don't know. We'll see if that works out for me. You know what? Let's do some white. Yeah, here's some nice clouds. These are nice. Yeah, so you'll find as you play around with this program that there are a lot of just unique brushes and tools that I really haven't found uh, that exist elsewhere. And I think for children, at least in my opinion, when it was originally released, um, this was done to kind of like maybe hold a child's attention because I know with most programs, there's like so many different brushes, so many different sizes, so many different like things you can change that it's just like overwhelming. And as a kid, it just needs to be maybe more simple. I don't know. I'm not like a child psychologist or anything by any means, but I do like simplicity and design simplicity. Um, I do admire that, and this program has a lot of that. So, yeah, let me just add some bit of randomness here, and I'm gonna try and stick in one or more palettes, but there's just so you can see them all. There's just a handful of different palettes, um, and I do enjoy the pastel. That's one of my favorites for sure. But they have gradients and all sorts of fun stuff. Um, yeah, there we go. Just a little salt and pepper going on here. Sweet. Oh, okay. Fun stuff. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna add some. I'm gonna add some birds. Well, actually, let's swap that out. Go. Yeah, why not? There's just a lot of birds in the sky. And I'll switch the oh, switch the thickness. Yeah, there we go. Birds. Birds in the sky. You know how I feel. Birds flying high. You know how I feel. Oh no. It's like an army of birds. I think that's enough with the birds. Let me just, yeah, there we go. Okay. So, and I'm referencing the painting right now. Oh, let me put this in full screen. Yeah, that helps. That will definitely help with my video quality as well. Alright, so I've got green going on, and I think, what else did I have? You know what I'll do, just for fun? I'll add some houndstooth. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Yeah. Houndstooth. Sweet. I think one thing that this program kind of taught me when I was younger is the concept of like layering and how the different layers, when they're added on top of each other, create just like a different effect. Um, Not saying that I mastered it or anything, but just um, it was a just like a learning thing for me at the time. Um, okay, then I'm definitely gonna need some more darker green. So let's do a little This is a magnifying tool, which is kind of fun. So I'm just gonna like kind of sparse that in there randomly. Yeah, that's cool. Sweet. I definitely need more greens, so let's see if I could do swirls. Go. Probably need some darker. Oh, looking more for. Sweet. It's a lot of fun. And sometimes the fact that like it just doesn't draw clean just leads you to some more interesting outcomes. And kind of problem solving, because you have an undo button, but it's like you don't really have a solid undo button. So, you know, it's either you got to be extra careful or you just have to kind of live with the outcome of what happens and then just adapt, which I think is kind of a pretty good metaphor for a lot of different things. Ooh, it's kind of fun. Yeah. Nice. Add that too. And if you notice too, like with the music, there's like natural rhythm to this audio in the program. So like it's just like fun. I feel like there's just a lot of potential for like audio sampling, you know? I don't know. Like you don't really have to be too creative to kind of understand that. Um, Sweet. Now let me get some darker purple up here. Sick. Okay, and then where am I going? Okay. I gotta start making some flowers at some point. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my pencil. I'm gonna start adding some trees. Ooh, actually, you know what? I'll keep it. I'll keep it houndstooth because I don't know. I didn't like expect it to be houndstooth. So maybe that's the universe telling me I should hang on to it. Sick. Just add a little bit of dimension there. Now this bubble one is kind of cool. Let me just see if I could, yeah. We're gonna go back to solid, just for, yeah, yeah. And I am definitely approximating um, with how close I want to get to my painting. And I have a 3D, what's it called? A 3D exhibit that you can come view. So if you like this art or any of this type of style art, I have this 3D environment that you can walk through and kind of pretend that you're in my exhibit, or my previous exhibit, my first exhibit actually, and that's kind of fun. So, okie dokie. We got more. We got more. We got more. What? I need a dark green So I'm actually gonna jump palettes here and do some dark green in the back here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn my stopwatch on so I can just see where I'm at with time. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I don't really, I mean, I almost don't need to teach anything here because it's a very experimental type of experience, trial and error, and as long as you don't get too bound to what you're doing, it's all fun, you know. And that's what art should be. Art should be fun. I mean, art should be serious and all that good stuff when it needs to be, but you gotta have fun. Otherwise, what are you doing? Okay, and then you know what? I'll put a few more just bushes kind of scattered around. Yeah, all about layering. Cool. Yeah. Sweet. I'll put a bush by the forest here. Nice. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Let's see what else I might try and do. Brush. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I'll keep that. And I'll go back to this. I want to do my spray paint, but it seems to be kind of locking on like previous colors. No. Which the web app's not 100% foolproof, so you know there's gonna be glitches, errors, or things missing. The archived web version has more of the features unobstructed, but I don't think it's as user friendly as this version, so this is why I use this version. But yeah. Anyway, let's see, what am I trying to do? Some splatter, maybe? Let's see if I could. That's kind of fun. This is probably one of my favorites. This tree feature, because literally it doesn't matter what color you have selected, it just makes a tree and it makes this nice sound, and it's just like so peaceful. It's like there's a tree. It's like you're planting trees, you know. Very fun. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's fun. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. You know what? I think I'm going to use the mirror tool and maybe the fuzzer, and then go to here and start adding some color down here. I have some primary reds that I want to display, so I'm just going to go like this. Get the bottom here, and then go back into my, let's see if I can do that fuzzer. Yeah, it's kind of a glitchy effect. Um, yeah. And maybe I should turn on my cursor shift. Let's see if I could do that. Control shift Windows. No, have that control. No, that's not it. Shift Windows H. Control Shift H. Windows H. No, that mouse pointer. Highlight. Yeah, I don't really know how to highlight my mouse. I'm sorry. I'll have to figure that out in a later video. But okay, we'll do the magnify. Kind of chop it up just a little bit more. Okay. Let's see. What does that do? Yeah, I like that. And all the sound effects are just so cool. And then I'll actually do some dark red in there to fill in the kind of blue that I did. So there's not going to be that much blue in here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Stuff. Alright, and then let's go back to our fuzzer. That doesn't really do much. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Okay, and then let's see, for me, some more colors that I've got. Let's see, got some colors. Some clusters, pockets. And some flowers. Colors of flowers. Okay. Yellow, orange. I don't really like that yellow. Coming from more saturated yellow. Yep. Nice. Sweet. I'd like to do an orange if I can. Saturated orange. It's a little too. I'm flipping the script here. I'm going off. It's looking more like a orange. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We'll keep that. Okay. Yeah, and I recommend like just kind of starting and just going after it, you know, like I think it's almost better if you don't like have a script going into this, but you know, to each their own. Oops. To each their own. I think in these trees of mine, I have little apples. Kind of like apple trees. There we go. And I'm just mixing up the texture for fun at this point, but by no means is it, you know, you have to do it this way. Let's see. But you will get some pretty wild images for sure the more you start messing with this. Very wild. Okay. Sweet. It's a lot of fun. Kind of looks like chicken pox, not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Let's see if I could get. It's funny because it's like everything's 2D, but these trees are like 3D for some reason. I have no idea what influenced that decision there. Okay, and then let's go to black, and I'm gonna go for thin. Yeah, that's probably good. And I'm gonna start filling in flowers here. Sweet. Okay, where are we at? 13 minutes. That should support my wrist better. Get carpal tunnel. This is kind of a big flower here. Nice. This is awesome. Yeah. Honestly, if like there was a screen of someone doing this while like a concert is going on, it would make me very happy. Like if a band was playing and then, you know, on the overhead on like the right or left side of the stage, it was just someone doing a KIDPIX art while the band plays. I think that would be so cool. But that's just my thoughts. And if you're a band or someone out there that is watching this video, I give you full permission to steal that idea. And when you do, if you do, just let me know so I can see your live show, because I think that'd be sick. But yeah, we're just making flowers, and there's no real way to uh, copy and paste things. There is this truck option, which the truck, what does the truck do? I'll show you what the truck does. And I'll show you what the truck does small because it's just, yeah. So it picks something up and essentially just like moves it around. Yeah, which I thoroughly fucked up this bush. So yeah, but for me, I don't really use the truck much, but it is an option at your disposal. Yeah, so we're just making flowers. And realize too that I make no claims as to um, how well this program works. So, like, if you spend hours on an art piece and it just crashes on you, I am so sorry, but I honestly haven't had that happen yet, so I can't really speak to it. But there is this nice save button, which allows you to download the what's it called, the image that you're working with um, at any given time. The only thing is, as far as I know, you cannot load those images back in the web app. So once you take them out, they are kind of out forever. The only way I could see you maybe remedying this is if you were to take it into another program and then like Photoshop it back in, but that's above my skill cap um, for this video. But maybe in a future video. But a lot of times I operate under, maybe it wasn't ready to be released, or maybe it wasn't ready to be manifested in that way yet. So that's why it didn't work out. I don't know. I know that's kind of a bizarre way to think about it, but when you only have so much time, you can't hold on to every little thing so tightly. You just got to be willing to adapt and overcome. But that's just my 2 cents on that. Okay. Do. So I'm gonna see how much longer I can make these flowers before I kind of get bored. But let's see. I'm kind of starting to fill them in. And I'm really hoping this stream doesn't get dropped because of some copyright issue, because I think this is probably one of the more fun videos I've ever made. So yeah, um, and I hope you enjoy it too and learn something from it. Because like I said, as a kid, like I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old, messing with this program, it was just an absolute delight. Like every time we had computer day at school, I would just flip out because I knew that I was gonna be able to mess with this and play Oregon Trail and probably die of dysentery or something, which is kind of interesting. As a 5-year-old, I was excited to hunt for food and potentially die of dysentery. Um, Kind of interesting time we lived in. Okie dokie. Do, 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 do. Also, if this music is driving you crazy, let me know in the comments. This is my first time using Premiere Pro, and what's it called? It's different. And I think that I don't know. I'm just hoping like it's all good with copyright and whatever, but um, Adobe products kind of freak me out a little bit because they're very complex, and then there's this overarching just cost of everything. So like, I'm like, am I getting my money's worth out of it? Blah 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 blah. And I think, I don't know, that we'll see, but um, I definitely suggest making friends in creative fields that maybe can offer insight or maybe speed up your learning of concepts, because YouTube and tutorials are well and good, but sometimes they just don't have that personal feel or that connection, because I think it means something different to like learn something from a friend versus learn something from a stranger. Not saying that, either or has your better, like, I guess the intentions are better, but I don't know, it's just more fun. I think, like, learning's gotta be fun. Um, Otherwise, you're just gonna get bored and then kind of lose momentum, in my opinion, but that's just me. Okay. Yeah. We are making flowers, just cruising along. Sweet. Making flowers. Making copies. I don't even know where that's from. I was trying to find like jungle beats, like the drum and bass, like, but um, I don't know. It's kind of hard to search for that type of thing because as soon as I put in like jungle, it started pulling up what's it called? Like tribal jungle, which is not really what I was after, but then some of them was like tribal jungle with like some DNB in there, and I was like, okay, I can fuck with that a little bit, but um, okie doke. And yeah, there's not really anyone in the stream right now. I've kind of found, I guess, a personal hack of mine since my video editing skills aren't up to stuff yet. And the hack is just do live streams because it automatically posts the video and then the transcripts are auto recorded for me. So I could just go in after the video is processed and put in the transcripts, and that saves me a little bit of time. Um, but I know that's kind of like lazy, but it's just kind of where I'm at right now with stuff. Um, just because I have some other things on my plate that I feel like deserve a little bit more of my time. But okay, I'm probably gonna add some flowers up here just for like a little bit more variety. Let's see. Whoa. Polish, polish. Yeah, and I'm trying to stick in the color as far as the flowers go, but also I think it's kind of cool like the black contrast on everything, so I'm also trying to just kind of mix it up in that way and not get too tied down. Ooh, okay. This is flower power. Hopefully the stream is quality too. I was noticing that in some of my streams there was a little bit of a drop off in quality, and I'm not sure if the quality drops for streaming for streaming purposes, like if it traditionally would be in 4K or 1080p, but because it's streaming, it's dropped to 720. I'm not 100% if that happens or not. It's just a guess, but I'd be interested in learning if anyone out there has some like insight on that. Okay. And I guess just like a mental health, mental wellness check-in here. This act of drawing makes me feel very happy and fulfilled. And I know it maybe might look just like very simple, and it is, you know, because this program is made for kids, but as a kid who had some stuff going on at home, this was a nice kind of little oasis for me when I was at school, and, you know, with friends and stuff. I remember some of my friends that I still keep in touch with today. We were in the same computer class, and they would be making stuff, and I would be making stuff, and then when each other wasn't looking, sometimes we would throw the dynamite and then blow up each other's artworks, which kind of mean, but it was kind of all in fun, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't ruin someone's masterpiece. I was a little bit of a evil child at times. I hope not. Okay. Where are we going? All right. I also drank 2 cups of coffee. That's usually, or that is one more than the cups of coffee I usually have in the morning. So I apologize if I'm speaking too fast or just rambling incessantly, because I have a lot of caffeine in my blood right now. Okay, flower. Yeah. I think something fun with art too, if I'm just riffing, is even though some of this stuff may just seem overwhelmingly monotonous, while you are doing this type of thing in art, this is kind of like where your world kind of starts and stops in that moment, you know? Like in this moment, all that matters is these little flowers. Maybe I have other stuff going on outside the moment, but in this moment, here, with you and with the art, it's just the flowers, you know? I think that's pretty powerful. I think, you know, if more people took time to just kind of get in touch with their creative self, they might be pleasantly surprised with what they're capable of. I know I am constantly surprised I stepped back from something that I thought was utter dog shit while I was making it, and then later when my inner self-critic is more tired, I look at it in a new light, and I'm like, hey, I actually might have been onto something. Um, but we are we are our own um, worst critics. And even though someone could say something truly awful about you, about your artwork, about whatever, the people who are going to be, or the person that is going to be the hardest on you is always going to be yourself. So if you become, you know, more of a nice person to yourself, then the rest of what the world is throwing at you is just noise that you can just filter out. Or if you are into music, just blast the music, silence everything else out. Okay, here we go. Love this. Yeah, and I guess like something that's interesting is like shadow. It's kind of, I'm trying to, just so you know, um, be a little liberal with these lines, and if they overlap, it's cool. Um, and kind of like where they intersect, if I do like a little bit of kind of scribbling, I could kind of give like a little bit of a kind of darkness feel to the kind of to the overall drawing, which I'm gonna add some shadow just because I'm getting a little tired of doing the flower drawing at this moment. Well, yeah. And a lot of like what I've learned from just my own learning is that a little bit of detail, whether it's shading, shadowing, or whatever, really has the potential to like level up your drawings. Um, and it doesn't even have to be like, you don't have to be like trained or anything. And even if your shadows are kind of wonk or they don't go with whatever light, um, just the fact that you're adding something else to it usually just upgrades it, you know. But I mean, it could also downgrade it. I guess that would be your, just depending on your vision. But, um, I will tell you, like in full honesty and transparency, I am interested to see whatever y'all make. So if you watch this video and you got inspired to make something in KIDPIX or to just make anything, um, if you feel comfortable sharing it, I would love to see it because uh, I like being inspired by those around me, and that's why I'm always at my markets and things. I'm always asking for people to send me poetry, not so that I could just like read it for myself and not so that I could like steal anything and not give credit. I just like seeing what else is spinning around in people's heads, and then if it's a source of inspiration, just going forward and being inspired by that, you know, because that's the whole point of art, I think, in a way, is to try and just communicate feeling, and yeah, I just want to feel what other people are struggling for whatever reason. Maybe I'm curious. Okay. What about it? But it's fun. Sweet. Yeah, it's good stuff. Sweet. It's fun. Oh yeah, I know this probably won't age super well, but if you are in DC and would like to see the physical painting that I made of this, you can either check out my online exhibition where you can see it in 3D, in VR, or you can see it this Saturday at the Rail Market, which is in the main hall of Union Station. I'll be there along with another one of my pieces, and I'll be hanging out and selling these art toys that I designed, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It's July in DC right now, so it is hot with a capital H. Um, so just get cool inside. Alright. Maybe I'm doing a little too much shading here. I'm just gonna kind of go random here. Just slightly out of boredom, slightly out of... Okay. There we go. Yeah. I think also something, if I can maybe lend a helpful tip, is there's definitely practical reasons for working, you know, in certain areas and then moving to others, or to continue a pattern in a certain way. But sometimes I like to throw some random things out there just in the piece that kind of provide like little challenges for me. I know that sounds absolutely insane. Like, why would you make your job more difficult than it needs to be? But sometimes, like, let's say the squiggle I threw in there, I'm like, okay, well, you know, now I have this squiggle to deal with. I might need to make a flower that goes this way or this way to then kind of go along with the squiggle or whatever. And sometimes that can lead you to some cool places, as well as kind of just breaking up the flow, which I know some of you are like, well, why would you want to break up your flow? That's kind of like the flow state is where you want to be. And that's true, but I think sometimes, like, at least in my practice, I can be hypnotized by my own flow state. And when I'm hypnotized, then, like, I could end up, like, climbing a mountain and then looking down at where I came from and being like, oh shit, I actually meant to go to that mountain today, not this mountain, you know, because the flow state is just like kind of the keep on swimming of making art, you know? You're just like, keep on swimming, keep on designing, keep on trudging along, and that's your flow. And you'll do that for hours. Sometimes you won't eat or whatever, you'll just be riffing and flowing, and sometimes it's awesome because, you know, you'll look down like once you climb that mountain, you'll be like, oh shit, like I came really far today. And that's good, but you know, you just want to make sure you're climbing the right mountains. Not that there is necessarily always a right or wrong, but you'll feel it for sure. Like you might step back and be like, oh shit, did I really mean to make this many flowers? And then sometimes that answer will be like, probably not, but you know, it is what it is. So just being able to like check in is good. Um, and yeah, that's why I like throwing in random shit. That was probably about like a 15-minute tangent there. Okay. Making flowers. Throwing them in. Throwing them in. Okay. All right. That is fun. Okay, and now that I've done that, I am going to switch to... Nope, that's too big. I'm gonna go thin. Just fill in these. Yeah, and I'm using a Wacom, whatever you want to call it, tablet here, and this tablet is, what's it called? It's probably about 6 or 8 inches by, or maybe it's 8 inches by 6 inches. I think that's the size. And you can map it to different monitors and stuff, so it's kind of nice in that way. Fairly cheap. I think it was under $40 when I bought it. I might have got it on sale. I wouldn't say that it is the end-all be-all in tablets, drawing tablets, and I wouldn't say you absolutely need a drawing tablet to get started, especially if you're handy with the mouse. Get it handy with the mouse. But yeah, they definitely can kind of help and aid in bringing out your style. So they're worth investing in if you have some spare change. Right now I'm working on 2 monitors. One has my stream, and the other is KIDPIX here. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I think I'm probably gonna go over an hour for this. But yeah, this is coming to another point here with the KIDPIX program, pros and cons, is it's kind of like a one setting or one sitting uh, type of program. By one sitting program, like I believe once you close it out, it's gone. So like, just be careful if you're switching between apps, that you don't accidentally close out your KIDPIX window, because it could mean that your artwork gets yeeted, as the kids say, or destroyed. I don't know. Okay. What do we want? So yellows and some. I'm gonna switch to a mouse. Give my hand a break. yellows. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna go. Had some saturated reds that I was working with. Yep, saturated reds. And if you are unfamiliar with the term saturated, without butchering it too much, I think it's like the value of the specific color that is most lighted or maxed out with light. I don't know. I think like as values go down, it's like less exposure, like the color is more muted, I think. I could be screwing that up. But it doesn't necessarily um, you don't need to know it for the purposes of this. And as a child, I probably had maybe slight idea. I did take art classes as a kid, but probably had a slight idea of color value, color theory and stuff, but nothing like a university student or someone who's taken extensive art classes would know. Because I am, for the most part, self-taught, which is probably why I'm drawing flowers like a 5-year-old, but just is what it is. And I kind of like the way these flowers look. Fun stuff. Yeah, I could probably only take so much more flower drawing. Okay, I've definitely gone over an hour because I don't hear the music playing. I'm gonna go ahead and try and reset that really quick. Okay, so it's been over an hour. Oh no. Yeah, I'm really sorry if you have been with me the entire time, because I only queued up like an hour's worth of music, and since I'm taking this thing to the goal line, um, I'm gonna have to reset it. Hopefully you don't have an ironclad memory regarding the music. It is fairly generic and forgettable, but there's some stuff that's pretty good. And if the artist who made the sample heard me say that it was forgettable, I apologize. I didn't mean it as in bad. I just meant it in, like, not as, I guess, dynamic as other recorded music. I don't know. I'm digging myself a hole. I'm just gonna shut up. Okay. Making flowers. Flowers grow. And these flowers will grow. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Just when I thought I was done with flowers, more flowers. Oh man. So something that I hope to do with this video is to capture it and use it in some augmented reality form so that I can have it as a companion to my physical art piece, so that when you scan it with a phone, it kind of shows me creating in KIDPIX, but like at a 4 or 5 or 10 times speed. Just because I think that'd be kind of cool. But I haven't quite hashed that out yet. Also, I have a market on Saturday, so I need to like prep for that. I think I've used this term before on myself, but I call it abstract procrastination. And I guess maybe I'm doing that right now, is instead of preparing for my market, I am making a live stream while I do KIDPIX. That might be the most sophisticated form of procrastination I've done yet, but I don't know. We'll see. Very fun. Happy little accidents. If your goal is to make an accident, is it really an accident? I don't know. Yeah, I also was thinking about this the other day, is the concept of failure. As a scientist or experimenter, there really isn't one definition or a solid definition of what failure is, because if the whole point is to gather data, the whole reason why you are experimenting, then any outcome is a good outcome, because it's data, you know, it's all data. So, and the whole point was to set out to get data. So our data, whatever you want to, however you want to say it. So your datum that you collected, it's all good. It's all love, all good stuff. So you can't ever truly fail if you are always experimenting. Quote Steve. So yeah, experiment a little bit, see what happens. And if you do something cool, great. I don't know what you've made yet. You might not have made anything, but I know when you do, it's going to be great, and you are going to enjoy the process. Okay. That's a lot of flowers. Oh, my hand is very tired. Oh, I'm yawning. Oh, okay. That coffee, okay. More coffee. Wow, these flowers took a hot minute. I'm gonna save that in case that gets lost forever. Okay. So what else do we have here? Oh yeah, I got a nice rainbow. Okay. How do I want to do this? I think I already use this for the clouds, so I might not. Let's see what this does. Oops. I think I'm going to use this tool, the Northern Lights tool, just to showcase another tool, but also to just like add something fun. And I'm going to try and create a rainbow with it. We'll see how this goes. Not sure if that was the intended result there. Okay, I have one chance to delete it, or else it exists forever. I'm gonna go ahead and oops it. It's not what I want. Maybe zigzag. Oops. Oh, I can't undo that. Let's go. There we go. It's fine. Red. No. Nope. Okay. We are going to make some bunnies here. Those who are familiar with my art will know what character this is. But for those of you who aren't familiar with my art, this character is called Ghost Bunny. And Ghost Bunny lives, is originally from Earth, because Ghost Bunny was a living bunny, but then Ghost Bunny passed away and then went to the underworld, where Ghost Bunny's new home is in the Elysian Fields of Hades, which I kind of chronicle in my Songs for Orpheus exhibit. But yeah, Ghost Bunny's friendly, but also can be cunning, and Ghost Bunny likes trying to escape, even though the Elysian Fields are adequately furnished and beautifully decorated by Charon via KIDPIX. They still um, want to escape from time to time because they're just restless. Um, and yeah, and they kind of want to go back to the surface and do bunny things, but they also, after being in the underworld, kind of have seen all these different souls and stuff pass through. So they are constantly getting inspired to get up to other activities. So they are hard to keep tabs on, is what I guess I'm trying to say. Very hard to keep tabs on because they're always running around. Yep, there we go. Just, and also too, for people that are maybe watching for the first time, if let's say like you also have a character named Ghost Bunny, and my use of Ghost Bunny is upsetting to you because you're like, hey, that's like my character. Um, like I created a character called Ghost Bunny. Like, how dare you take that character from me? I would just say to like reach out to me online, and like I could tell you my story and my character and everything about how it is probably different from your character, and hopefully we could reach some agreement where there's a coexistence that could happen. Um, I did register, copyrights and stuff for my own work and protection, but I realized that some people that may be less knowledgeable are maybe have aren't aware that like how um, intellectual property works. It's totally okay, and I'm like always open to talking first rather than like throwing rocks and stuff at each other, because like I get it. Like if you made a character that's very near and dear to your heart, and then someone comes along and represents it in a different way, like you're gonna be upset about it, like understandably. So I just hope that maybe if it were to come to that, we could at least start with a conversation before we get into anything else, because it's art. Um, I love creating these characters. These characters mean a lot to me. Um, this character specifically means a lot to me in terms of like my dealing with like grief. So it's also very near to my heart. So if you do take issue with representations or stuff of a character you think is very similar, just let me know, and we can maybe talk about it. That being said, if you are a creative and are concerned about intellectual property theft, um, or you're concerned about someone, you know, taking your idea and claiming it as their own, what I would recommend you do is to go to uscopyright.org or .gov if you're in the United States. If you're in another country, maybe try and find um, your government's website that covers copyright and intellectual property, and just go straight to the source, because there's a lot of companies and businesses out there that will try and it's all because to make money, but they will try and kind of lead you to different paths. some maybe for your benefit, some maybe not, but they're incentivized to, make money. So I recommend starting with your free resources in your local areas or government, and then going and turning to the private resources. That way, you could at least um, give it a good faith effort that you tried to get counseling or resources, and then go from there. Um, and then also too, you'll learn more about how your local government or city works in terms of handling creative stuff, and hopefully that will be a good process for you. I don't know, but I do recommend trying to learn about how you can protect yourself, because the last thing that I want to happen to you, as well as like myself, is to spend a lot of time on something and put a lot of your heart into something only for someone else to kind of hijack it and claim it as their own. And I think the intentions for people to do that vary, but I think personally the time that they spend doing that would be better served for them just going on KIDPIX and making art and selling it for themselves, or doing something for themselves, because this program was designed for kids. So if you are trying to steal art or claim ownership of things you didn't make, like, you can make some fun stuff on here for free and then profit off that, because everyone's a great artist if they tell themselves they are, so there's no need to steal, no need to be hateful, no need to put people down, just take care of your community. Alright, and I'm gonna put a black bunny here at the top. Nice. Very cool. Okay. I think we may be ready for the rainbow. Let me just figure this out really quick. Oh yeah, this tool is really fun. I hesitate to use it because they have screen effects, but I'll show you really quick. Oh, actually maybe it's not working because layers. But I kind of fixed my bush. Okay, I'm just gonna not play with it too much more. Actually, I'll play with this just a little bit to show you. Swirl tool. It's really cool. Yeah, you can kind of swirl stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Really fun. Oh no! You might swirl the trees a little bit. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. Maybe, let's see if I could swirl. what would happen if I swirled one of these flowers? It's kind of cool, but I think I'm going to keep the flowers flat. Okay, let's see. I'm going to switch to a mouse here. Okay. Okay, rainbow time. Okay, let's see. How am I going to go about making this rainbow? Line. I'm gonna go thick, bold, and I'm gonna go to this palette for the thick colors, and I'm gonna try and arc everything. Let's see. Let's get a good orange here.
Oh no!
Okay. Sweet. I like this very much. A little bit of Roy G. Biv action going on. Nothing wrong with that. Roy G. Biv. I'd like to imagine Roy G. Biv as like a single character or entity, like someone just named Roy G. Biv, like the electromagnetic spectrum, just as some just like Roy G. Biv manifestation. I don't know if that's indigo. Violet? Violet, 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 violet. You might know that one. I'm going that one. Ultraviolet. Yay! Okay. And now let's do some funky stuff. How will we go about funkifying this? Yep. Yep. Sweet. Yeah, buddy. Funky. Funky, funky, funky. Funky. Bow. Do 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 bow. Yeah. Okay. And then maybe let's do some hatching. See what happens here. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Do Sweet. That's fun. Wow, if you're still hanging on with me through this video, props, props. Because I know I have a voice that may put people to sleep. Okay, where are we going here? I want to use a brush, but I am scared. I am scared. Yeah, no, this is cool. We're cool with that. Yeah, we're super cool with this. I don't know if you could hear the sound effect for this one, but it's just like a hand incessantly scribbling. I'm not sure if the way I've adjusted the levels allows you to pick it up, but it is pretty intense. Oh, did I do yellow? I did do yellow. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, and sorry earlier to go off on copywriting or stuff like that, but I know that sometimes for some people, me included, it can be a barrier and even like it could be an obstacle to creating art because you're like, why create anything if someone's just going to steal it? But, you know, I think regardless of whatever might come after you've created your art, I think the best course of action is to just get after it, you know, just start doing it, you know. Buzzing. So I'm just like buzzing this, um, just for funds. Um, I don't know if this is. It's not really doing much, but I think that's kind of cool. It gives like more of like a little glitchy feel. Cool. Fun. I don't know why I'm changing the color. This is a colorless paintbrush. I'm just like tapping away with my pen right now. I don't know if you can hear it. All right. Oh, and also too, if you are curious, I have done digital art and like NFTs and stuff in the past. I have been called a crypto bro, even though I've never like made any money really doing NFTs. I did them mostly as like a curiosity and learning for myself because I'm not very tech savvy. But all the NFTs I made were on Tezos. You could find me, I guess, if you do Art X Cacti or Steve's Art and Cacti. But they're all like priced under like a nickel, I think. Maybe a few are $1 or more. So yeah, I never set out to like scam people or make money, even though a lot of people told me I did, which I mean, I don't really like accusations being hurled at me if they're not um, based on anything, but I don't know, it kind of hurts. hurts my feelings, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's see what this does. I'm gonna go hit that oh no
Oh
button.
no!
Go ahead and hit. So this tool makes a negative out of whatever you've highlighted, which I think is kind of fun. I'm gonna go ahead, since I'm kind of like going a little crazy here. I am going to, before I get too deep, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. And then, yeah.
Oh no!
I wonder what happens if I... Oh, yeah, it turns the trees pink. That's kind of fun. Oops.
Oh no!
This I have to... okay. Let's go back to some pastels. Okay. So this is kind of fun. This, right here, you can do this type of deal. Kind of makes these little, kind of seashell type of things. Okay, let's see, what else can I do here? It's kind of fun. I really like this one. I could go back to black. This one just makes like X's and O's, which is kind of cool. It's kind of random, but
Oh no!
I really like it. Like, let's see what it looks like in the rainbow. That kind of looks cool. I might just like throw some... Oops. Let me just throw some over here. Oh no.
Oh no!
None on the rainbow. None on the rainbow. I like putting them in this like negative space. It's almost like it's like glitching out, you know? That's cool. Where else can we go from here? Where else can we go? Oh, the rubber stamps. Oh man, the rubber stamps are so sick. You know what? I might just add a few trees if I can find them. Trees are a rose. Mechanical. Trees. Rose. Trees. Oh no. I don't know if I should do stamps or not. That's tough. Because then I feel like if I start stamps, I just gotta go hard with stamps. Kind of interested in maybe putting Bigfoot in the forest. Maybe that's the extent of which I will do my stamps. I don't know if there's a Bigfoot. There's gotta be Bigfoot somewhere. Come on. Check this dude out. Mad scientist. Turtle. Fish. There's a lot of cool stamps in here. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, my favorite. Squat to the standing mode. Ooh, my hand is getting tired. Oh, some more trees. Okay. Is there Bigfoot? It's kind of like Bigfoot. Check this out. It's kind of cool. A little bit of Albert Einstein action going on. I really like this pink phone. I think this pink phone is super cool. Yay! Okay, we're looking for Bigfoot. Can we find Bigfoot? Might be the closest. Hey! Out of this set, this one is like the most like standout to me. I'm like, what is that? It's like a worm with a face. It's weird. This one is like weird because it's like do not open. It's like kind of like spy almost. And then it's like, what is this? Like, it's kind of sketch. Okay. All right. I don't think I'm gonna do stamps. Am I gonna do text? Probably not. But check out what happens when I click on these though. The audio sample is super cool.
B
C D E
F
G H I J K
L
M N O P Q R S T U
T is my favorite.
T. T. T.
And then
Zero.
also 0. 0 is good.
Zero.
1, 2,
3.
4, 5, 6, 7,
8.
9 plus.
Minus.
Yeah, and on the archive version, it has all the sounds. This web app is missing some sounds, but they have most of them. So, okay, cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. All right, what are we doing here? I have taken up a lot of your time. If you're still hanging out with me, wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Let's see if I can get my screen back. Save that. So this may be the final for me. Let me see. I'm gonna play with these screen effects, and see if there's any that I like. Invert. Whoa. I'm gonna undo. I'm gonna invert, take a hit save, and see if it lets me undo. Oh, it does. Heck yeah. Undo. Let's see, checkerboard. Oh, that's kind of cool. Save that. Yeah, this one like chops it into 4 on the screen and just like wallpapers it. Venetian blinds. That one's kind of cool. Be careful not to click on that one too much, because you can only undo once. The outliner. Whoa. That one's also dangerous, so be careful. Shadow boxes. That creates little shadow boxes. Be careful with that one too. Broken glass, I don't think works in the web app. I think it just goes back to shadow boxes. Picture in a picture. That one. That one just takes a picture of the entire thing and makes it a small one. It's usually pretty cool. Highlighter. That one just does picture in a picture again. Pattern maker. That one just hits it with some dots. Wraparound. That one hatches it. And then I showed you swirl. Yeah. Oh no. Pancake is super cool, but I think it only affects the bottom layer. So yeah, I'm gonna call that done. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'll save that again just for fun. But yeah, come if you're in the DC area, come check out one of my markets. Come check me out. Follow me on social media. Yeah, just hang out, I guess. All right, well, go make great art. If you've been around for 2 hours with me, thank you so much. And yeah, I think whatever you make is great if you think it's great. And you know, if people tell you your art sucks, like, who cares? It's for you, and if it made you happier or made you feel a little joy, then it's all it had to be. So, all right, take care. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your week, and I wish you the best. Happy creating. All right, bye.